Hi guys, Mr. Nelson here. Hope you're having a good first week of school. So, what we're doing today in science, we're going to learn about how to use an app called Goodreader down here on the bottom right, and we're going to learn how to upload and download assignments from Schoology. So, first off, make sure you have this Goodreader app, and then you're going to go ahead and open it. If you don't have it, just grab it from self-service. So, I'm going to go ahead and open it. And the first thing it's going to do is do this legal documentation. I'm okay accepting it. Feel free to read it if you want, but I'm not going to do anything crazy with it. So what this app does, it edits PDFs. What a .pdf is, it's kind of like a sheet of paper, but online. I'm sure you've read PDFs before, and so we're going to work with this. So it's not like a Google Doc, like a Google Doc you can type into, but a PDF acts like a sheet of paper that you can only write on top of. So if you ever get an assignment that's a PDF, you're going to use Goodreader to work with it. So first, it should give you this sample document. We're just going to kind of play around with this. I'm just going to roll to page, what good is it page? Page 5? Yeah, it's page 5. That's this open space. I'm going to go ahead and show you some things you can do with it. So first off, you can hide that menu just by hitting the screen in the middle. Oh, there it goes. It's disappeared. And you can bring it back by hitting the screen in the middle as well. You can also hit the screen with 3 fingers anywhere to pull that menu up. Now that toolbar on the right side is going to be the most useful because that's what's going to allow you to edit the PDFs. If you really like having the toolbar constantly available, you don't like how it disappears. I personally like this clean look, but if you like the toolbar to always be there, hit the screen and then hit that pin on the top until it becomes an X. So now you see when the screen's clean, the toolbar stays. If I hit the X, it'll disappear. So it's your choice, so you can do pin or X. Now what this toolbar does, it has many options for you. There's a couple that you're going to use the most, but like you could highlight text. You can use a highlighting text option, but honestly, we're probably not going to do that often. Notice something kind of cool though. On the top, you can change the highlighter color, and in order to save that highlighting, you have to hit save. And then you can always delete it later. So there you go. You can always change things up. But the two that you're probably going to use the most are going to be the typewriter option, the second one down there, and the freehand option, the one on the bottom. So those are the two I'm going to teach you with, but feel free to play with the others. This little document will tell you like highlighting and stuff. It'll walk you through things, but I'm just going to do the two most popular. So the typewriter text. This is like, say you have a question, you can type the answer into that question. So you hit the typewriter text, you hit the screen with one finger I think, maybe double click it. Okay, I had to double click it. And then you're gonna start typing. Now, just something that's worthwhile in the beginning. You see where it says no author at the top? Why don't you just put your name in there by hitting the little gear? So I'm just gonna write Mr. Nelson. It's honestly not a big deal. It's more for like when people work together on a document, you know who edited it, but it just, why have it say no name for the rest of your time at Lincoln Hall Middle School? So let's just say, I don't know, the question is, what's the tallest mountain in the world? So I'd say the tallest mountain is Mount Everest, which is actually only partially true. It's the tallest from sea level up, but actually not the tallest, but we'll talk about that later. Anyway, notice how it makes it a box. Let's just say you want to fit it in that space down there. That box is so tiny. First up, the way I moved that is I just held my finger down on it and dragged it. But you see how it doesn't fit in there? I can hold my finger down, pop those blue boxes up, and then I grab the blue box on the right and pull it, and then you can see I fit it into that space just how I want it. If you think that text is too small, you hit the text. You can say get bigger, get smaller, whatever it might be. Get to 16 size font, whatever you want. You can change the color, but I don't really recommend it too much because, the red contrasts from the black so well that teachers can see it better. And if you change it to a different color, like yellow or something, you can't, I'm not going to accept work like that. Teachers aren't going to accept that because I'm not going to squint my eyes all night just to read it. So I recommend you leave it on red. If you want to change it to a blue or a green, maybe that's okay, but really a red is going to be, the easiest choice to work with. So that's the typewriter button. The next most useful one, I'd say, is this freehand one at the bottom. This is going to be really useful if you have a math worksheet or something where, it's 3 plus 4 equals 7. You can kind of handwrite things in it. You can cross things off and whatever. I'm just using my finger for that. You can see it's kind of sloppy looking. I'm actually going to scroll to it. I'm going to cancel it so it goes away. There's a better way to use the freehand. If you hit the freehand, first off, if you have a stylus, it's going to look really well. It's going to replicate paper. You can pinch this paper. I'm using my 2 fingers right now and I'm dragging open to pinch it to make it look bigger so you can fit it in there. But there's another way with this freehand tool that's going to be useful. If you hit the freehand tool, and then way in the bottom right, you see a little up-down arrow, that hand, and that magnifying glass. If you hit that magnifying glass, it pulls up a box in the bottom. So see this tiny little box right there. Whatever I write in this big box on the bottom is going to show up in that tiny little dot, and I'm doing this once again with my finger. It's not the most beautiful. If you have a stylist, it's going to look a lot better. The tallest mountain in, I guess a stylist, I said a stylist, whatever, you get the idea. In the world, you get the idea. So you can see it, whenever you hit this blue area, it moves it along. Just using my clunky finger in a little box, you see how nice that, I mean, it looks a lot better than what I was doing before there. So that, once again, is the freehand tool. You know, there's an eraser tool if you want to get rid of stuff. There's a highlighting tool, and you can always cancel things. But that's the basics with editing Goodreader. So spend a few minutes just kind of playing around with it, get familiar with the tools, and then the next thing you're going to do, you are going to go to Schoology. You're going to go to the science section of Schoology. You're going to look either in that red folder there that says activities for 827 or 828, depending on if you're a red team or a red group or a grade A, or you can also pull from the right side. You're going to look for an assignment that says Sci 827 or 828, how to submit your work to Schoology. When you click view attachments, a video will show up. I don't have that video recorded yet, but a video will be there. Watch that video, and then you're going to do the how to submit your schoolwork to Schoology piece.